Go ahead.
Alright, this is my experience. MA number BOA 200, Albert Corey Hunter, also known as Iceberg.
Say that again.
Old school Willie D.
Alright.
You ain't no gangster.
Okay.
Alright. This is my experience doing time. I did like 10 years straight. And I know I'm like professional at this thing because I did all max time, you know. I wasn't one of them guys trying to be good and get out early. I lost so much time while I was in there, ridiculous. But at the same time, I learned a lot while I was in there. Stuff that I do to this day, tattooing, got my bar license. Shit, I'm like a PhD in law. I beat all my cases since I went in. They can never get me back in there. I got motions right now. Cases I got caught with an AK about 3-4 months ago. And I feel it's within our rights in Missouri Constitution and federal Constitution that we have the right to bear arms to protect our life, liberty, and property. And that's inalienable. That means we all have these rights. So I'm defending this case. And my motions up. Hey, baby, would you grab me my fold out that thing right there? So anyway, that's present. I'm still staying out behind that slave ship, the jerk, the workhouse. First time I've been in there, my classification been so high, because I got escapes, stuff like that. Thank you, baby. Oh, this is after prison. 10 years, I did all my rites of passage, you know, from a young man to a grown man, all my 20s, locked up. Shit like this Dr. Dre shit was out. I used to listen to that shit in my cell, you know what I mean? I wonder what they was doing in the world to this shit, you know what I mean? Cause I DJ, so like I would be feeling this music and stuff and just vibing, thinking how I would be mixing and stuff, you know, keep my mind occupied. But mostly, the real shit we're doing time is dealing with people, you know what I'm saying, organizations, structures, you know, the whole little political system with, you know, rules and things like that, you know, you try to live your life, it's rough. And like if you ain't accepted, you know, it can be hard for you. Lucky for me, in the dope, because I'm GD affiliated, you know what I'm saying? I don't count in the White House, you know what I'm saying? I shook Larry Hoover hand, all right? Been on general membership meetings with all leadership, you know, watch this thing change from BGD into GD and BD, watch a split, watch the whole split go down in my face. Being from St. Louis, watching the Chi-Town thing go on, you know, I feel blessed because I got, you know, put on by where I've been. So I feel like looking back at doing time, it's just a part of my life. It's just a chapter of my character, you know, as I came up, and I can't be ashamed of it. And in fact, I actually embrace it, you know, myself, because even though I don't wish it on the next person, and I wish I would have had that time back, I used it to the best of my ability, you know what I mean? I'm doing positive, productive things to this day, you know, from things I learned in prison. It's one of the biggest things I thought about, the guys I left there, the guys that never had the chance to exercise the law like they learned while they was in there. They're fighting cases on appeal, they already convicted. What I did is I learned this stuff from them, how to beat the case beforehand, how to, you know, put these motions and stuff together. This one I did when I was in jail this last time. This is a disciplinary report where I cussed out one of the guards and shit. I got whole police reports and stuff. I ain't going to all that. Nigga straight snitched on me, called to the police station, said, the nigga stole my gun. Let me tell you something. We observed at the 8400 block of Newbie from both north and south ends of the block and observed the tall black male later identified as Albert H. still carrying the AK-47, and the other black male wearing all black later identified as Keith Thurston still having a buzz his right waist. So they saying we just standing out on the street holding our guns. I'm carrying an AK, middle of the street, police drive by and they don't even stop. and come back 30 minutes later and then run a little raid. I still say it's a legal search and seizure. They have no reason, suspicion, probable cause. They straight out lied about me standing there with it. I wasn't doing it. Coincidentally though, we did have it, you know. So I still believe within our rights to be armed. There was 2 people just shot down that corner, you know what I mean? And we gotta protect ourselves, plus the people that we came over there to come help out, just move it. So, because I feel strongly about my rights, something I learned in prison, doing time, I just can't just give up and fold. I feel like I'm doing a fight that a lot of times, a lot of people won't do, or they too ignorant to do, or they lawyers won't do, you know. I introduced motions, and I did 15 months in Jacksonville, Florida, and I introduced the standing ground law to those people down there. Under day law, Florida law, got locked up, found out that it's not a motion to dismiss like most cases, it's a petition for immunity. When you exercise your rights, you're immune from prosecution. They can't prosecute you at all because you acting within your rights. I made their eyes go, ooh, this guy here. I had lawyers say, you a lawyer, man, you flat out. You know, this is what I learned in prison. It's funny. Even then, it took the pressure of my will and desire to not go back to prison to get started with this, to use what I knew, and shit, it'll always benefit me. So I try to get people to understand what their rights and these statutes when they in situations like me, and because I got that experience from doing so much time, 10 years straight, you know. I've been out now like 15 years, you know, and I relate to a lot of other people, these younger guys coming up, you know what I mean, going through their rites of passage. Sometimes I'm trying to encourage them to, hey, you know, just man up, do your time, you know what I'm saying, learn something while you're in there, come out with something greater than you went in with, you know. A lot don't do that, you know, they be out tripping out, thinking about the wrong things, just visits and noodles and what another nigga doing and all kind of stuff instead of trying to better themselves, you know. Read books, especially the laws that got you entrapped in that slavery. It's very few that do that. When you're doing time, you come find out all these fuck niggas, it'll be them one shining stars, them ones that's really, really intelligent, the ones that's on something. Them the ones you need to gravitate to. They'll recognize you, you recognize them, you learn something from one another, you vibe from them. Them the ones I learned from, you know. I had, you know, just those regular guys, you know what I'm saying, hoop with, you know what I'm saying, football, whatever we doing, whatever. But then I had them real guys, them convicts, you know what I mean? Guys that been locked up 10, 20 years, got murder cases, ugly cases they ain't rap to about anybody about, but they done learned so much of this stuff. Now they sharing that with me, and I'm new in this game, you know what I mean? So I didn't really appreciate as much as I do now, being out free, but doing time is keeping me from doing any more time. And I want my kids back, first man to St. Louis to represent himself in the juvenile courts and get his children back. Judge David Mason told me that on his mouth. Shit, almost everything I've been accused of, I've exonerated myself. I'm the only motherfucker I know that had a straight standoff with the police. The whole St. Louis police force that I lived, you know, they had everything, you know. Stepped out into all SWAT. Red dots everywhere. I thought they were gonna shoot me dead, you know, so I came out. And when I got out there, I clowned. I said, oh, you bitches. Any one of you fucks can run up now, beat your ass, take all that shit up off me, be bears about it. You know, they won't do that, they'll never do. But I was out the next day. That night, my bond was like $1.5 million. Out the next day, prosecutor didn't find no probable cause. And I told the negotiators that on the phone. You got no reasonable suspicion or probable cause to secure a warrant for my arrest. If you get that, I'll come out. If you don't, I got the right to stay within my property and my business and defend myself, and I did that. Kind of like them dudes out there in Oregon right now, you know, stuff like that, you know. I've been in protests, you know, we just shut down, me and my baby. We was out there with the protesters on Interstate 64, shut it down. You know, I love doing that thing. I'm like anti-government, you know, anti-control. I believe in sovereignty. You know what I mean? That we human beings before we persons. You know, we human beings before we persons. You know what I mean? The state labels you as a person, you state property, you know. Just in prison, doing time, you get a number. We all got numbers from Social Security card, birth certificate, driver's license, every contract you didn't sign with these people, you know. I learned these things when I was in prison. I didn't appreciate the value of it until after I got out here and applied it and see it, you know, it's ugly out here, you know, with the system that they control us from the guidelines and the rules, the words, you know. I was just reading the other day, words have magical power. They create all kind of things. Just how you say what you say under situations, you know, how you put it on paper, express your ideas. You know, I mastered that. People look at the things I've written, and they don't even, when they look me in my face, they couldn't expect to see this person. I mean, but in the end, I'd rather stand on my pleadings. That's why I tell every judge or anybody, like me or not, don't like my tattoos, don't like that I done did time, don't like that I ain't got no law degree, don't like that I understand little tricks and secrets and shit that y'all be trying to run down on people. I'm standing on my paperwork. My motion to dismiss, I did it in segregation. With no law library in the workhouse here. And I found a newspaper article, and somebody sent me some stuff off the internet, the Missouri Constitution. And I did my motion to dismiss by hand, something like this. Now, I got a lawyer that's really like my paralegal, because I've done all legal work. This guy got a name. So, he in court for me. He adopts my motion, meaning he's going to use it even for himself, and anybody else is so correct. But he don't want to argue it in court for me. Tell him that ain't a motherfucking dilemma. You hear me? Now I'm looking at this two-faced snake that's paid by me to represent me, what I done wrote. But with him and his respect with this judge, they don't want to bring this. They don't want to bring this up. I mean, he took continuances on it already. There's a motion like this pending already passed and appeal denied on these same issues. That's the guy I found out. Judge Robert Durker. State versus Raymond Robinson. Already in appeal and denied by the state that we all have inalienable rights to bear arms and protect ourselves. It's a court case out of the same court, same circuit I just came out of. I speak out of what they call res judicata for whatever they previously decided issue. Whatever you gave them, you got to give them each other. You know, they trying to get me to take probation. Be guilty. Trying to trick me with words. Tell me all kind of stuff. I got felonies and everything. You know, inalienable means anybody and everybody, you know. So I'm a part of the same class of people that mean anybody and everybody. I got the right to protect myself no matter what my past is. So because I know how to put it on paper and make it a matter of record, which I learned in prison, the record, what they keep on you, everything. When you get mixed up in it, they got you. You in the game. You can't do nothing but play.